Hi, and welcome to the Boss Fight Arcade. So we are drawing ever so close to the release of Mortal Kombat 1. And people are, perhaps rightfully so, getting quite antsy. We haven't even seen every character yet, we haven't seen every cameo yet. Yet we're only a week away from the release. But here we are, a new trailer has dropped. And it's Nitara, which is another 3D era character. Honestly, every character at this point that's being revealed is just a bonus on top of an already great roster. And she's another 3D era character that we haven't seen in over 17 years. All I can say is keep them coming, baby. It's about time all these forgotten characters got some time in the spotlight, don't you think? So this trailer is quite different than the trailers that we have been used to, and I guess it has to do with the fact that the celebrity is involved. So Nitara is being both voiced, and I think she's the model, the face model for Nitara as well. I personally don't really care for that. I think Nitara looks cool. I'm sure people will be very divided about this decision, but I get it. It's for the casual appeal. I personally would prefer that celebrities are only involved in guest character appearances rather than being an established MK character, but here we are. Anyways, moving on. Both visually and moveset wise, she looks really cool. Naturally, a character with wings seems to be all about air mobility and air superiority, which is exactly what I was hoping for if you would see Nitara back. Surprisingly, she isn't as completely redesigned as I had expected her to be. As in the 3D era, both in Deception and in Armageddon, she doesn't really have a lot going for her. She has two special moves. One of them I completely forgot she even had, because all I remember is her having a blood spit, which returns as we see here, and she even does the same pose, which I really appreciate. The other one is a sort of flip kick, which Lee May already has a ton of, and that was just one of those things that happened in the 3D era games, is a lot of people had the same type of move with just a little different effect on it, so I don't expect that to return, honestly. Now what I really appreciate is that they found a way to incorporate her 3D era weapon stance in her moveset. In those old games she was dual wielding two kamas, and although the animations were quite goofy, we see these moves actually return. But now she's just using these long claw attacks, which looks really cool. I like the blood trails they leave behind. And as you can see here with this launcher, it's very reminiscent of this type of launcher that she had with the kamas. Except now she is swinging her claws instead of these two kamas just spinning around. Now that I'm recording Nitara's MK Armageddon gameplay, it just dawned on me that this string specifically is a one-to-one translation of the Armageddon string. So you can see both start with a straight hit first, then the downward strike into the double uppercut launcher. That is so cool. And her air combo is similar to Armageddon as well. The only real difference is that her kick is going downwards in MK1 and she does a horizontal double kick in MK Armageddon. As well as in this string, where we can see her spin around and hit. She did the same type of attacks with the Kama. So despite no longer using the Kamas, she's definitely still using the Kama moves, which is very cool. Now, the big thing about Nitara in this game seems to be her air superiority. She has something I haven't seen in any NRS game, I believe, which is a true air dash. When I think of air dashes, I have to think about anime games, you know, like a Guilty Gear or a Melty Blood. And it seems very scary in this game. She can even do a genuine tri-jump. Excuse my jargon. As we can see here, because they show an actual example in the trailer. You see Nitara jump here, then immediately during her jump, very low to the ground rather, she does a dash to the ground again, forming this triangle of movement. And that's all it is, but it's very scary because it opens up a lot of offensive options. Like if she has any type of a good low attack, that's gonna be messed up. We see a lot of very cool air combos. It's very flashy, I really like it. So picking your opponent up to continue your combo after those air fireballs from the Scorpion assist is really sweet. And here, so she has at least two extra moves that are airborne that we have seen. One of them is a grab, where she grabs you, she presumably bites you and it does some kind of effect. Possibly healing, not sure. And then hurls you to the ground. And then another one, she has a dive kick, and if you meter burn it, it'll pop up for a combo. And both of these moves were kind of in the old game in one move, which was a regular throw. When she threw, she would jump on you, bite you, and then do like a small dive kick where you would indeed bound from the ground up. So it's very cool that they like split this throw, made 2 different moves out of it, which is a really clever way from NRS to flesh out characters more without having to reinvent a whole moveset. It makes these characters feel more familiar, even though they are heavily redesigned. She has this new move where she rips open her body and a sigil appears on the floor, and it seems to buff her. At least she gets some effect on her. Not sure what it does. I'm a bit scared to think that that might give her like a healing buff where she might steal health while attacking. That would be outrageous, as healing in fighting games is always really strong. And she's a vampire, so stealing health is definitely an option that's on the table. But all in all, I think that's about all the gameplay that we've gotten to see. I'm really impressed. She's definitely a character I am more interested in than I thought I would be in checking her out on day 1. Like, it's just a snappy movement that we haven't really seen a lot in NRS games that I'm really looking forward to explore. And she might be the biggest surprise hit for me of this moment. I'm not sure if you're gonna be seeing any more trailers or maybe like a combat cast. I think there's still 2 more characters left to be possibly revealed. 1 more cameo, I think. But yeah, that's going to be about it from me for this video. If you've made it this far, as always, thank you so much for listening to me ramble about fighting games. It is something I truly enjoy, and the positive feedback I've been receiving the last couple of weeks has been really motivational, so thanks a lot. So we're getting really close to the release. I can't wait, man. Like, I need this game right now. Although I am very curious how the unrevealed characters will play and who they'll be. So now we're getting this close to release. Who are you planning on maining, if you're able to decide? Because goddamn, this roster is so amazing. It is hard to decide who you want to dig in first, right? I got Baraka on the list, Havoc, Shao, Azura, Nitara, Reptile. I mean, I kind of want to play everyone, honestly, but gonna have to make choices. I don't even know about cameos yet. Motaro for sure. Like, after all this time, I have to play Motaro. But what about you? Let me know down in the comments, and let's keep talking Mortal Kombat.